Hey everybody, it's your girl, Tweet Sassy, and let's be real. We all know who the real bosses are in our lives. It's not our bosses, it's not our landlords, it's those fluffy little overlords we call cats. Today we're diving deep into the hilarious reality of being owned by a cat. We're talking about the 10 undeniable signs that your cat thinks they're running the show. Get ready to laugh, and maybe cry a little as you realize just how relatable these signs are. Okay, let's start with the basics. You know you're living under the reign of a furry overlord if your cat has claimed the best spot in the house as their own personal throne. It could be the back of the couch right in front of the TV. It could be your keyboard, effectively shutting down your work-from-home flow. You rearrange your entire life around their chosen resting spot. You contort your body into uncomfortable positions just so you don't disturb their royal highness. So you accept your fate because that's what we cat servants do. But hey, at least they're cute, right? Have you ever noticed how your cat magically develops the ability to tell time when it's close to their mealtime? It's like they have an internal clock that only activates when food is involved. Like, they don't care about the concept of minutes or hours until their tiny stomach starts rumbling. They could be lounging around, stretching or yawning without a care in the world. Suddenly they're rubbing against your legs, meowing insistently and giving you that "I swear, if you don't feed me right now, I will judge you forever" look. It's like they have a switch that flips from relaxed to hungry in an instant. And you know what? It works. You find yourself compelled to respond to their demands. You drop everything, abandon all other responsibilities and rush to their food bowl like the obedient servant you are. It's almost like a reflex at this point. It doesn't matter if you're in the middle of a Zoom meeting, a hot date, or, God forbid, sleeping. Your cat's needs come first and they make sure you know it. When your cat demands food, you hop to it. There's no room for negotiation. You've tried to explain the concept of a schedule, but they just stare at you with those big, judgmental eyes and you know you've already lost. It's like they understand but choose to ignore you. So you resign yourself to a life of being a short-order chef for a tiny, demanding overlord. Every meal is a performance and you're the star of the show. At least the tips are good, right? A purr here, a head boop there, and maybe even a cuddle session if you're lucky. I mean, sometimes you get a purr or a head boop. Those little moments make it all worth it, reminding you why you love your demanding little furball so much. Let's talk about the fine art of selective hearing, shall we? It's a skill that cats have mastered to perfection. You know, that superpower cats possess where they can completely tune you out unless they want something. It's like they have an internal switch that turns off their hearing whenever you're speaking. You could be telling them the most interesting story about your day, complete with dramatic reenactments and silly voices, and they wouldn't even bat an eye. Your cat might even give you a look that says, "Are you done yet?" But the second you open a can of tuna or rustle a treat bag, bam! It's like magic. They suddenly become the most attentive creatures on the planet. They appear out of thin air, suddenly the most attentive creatures on the planet. Their eyes widen, ears perk up, and they are laser-focused on you. It's like they have a sixth sense for anything that involves them getting what they want. Food, treats, or even a new toy. They know exactly when to pay attention. You could be having a full-blown meltdown and they'd probably just yawn and wander off to find a sunbeam to nap in. Your emotional state is of no consequence to them, but try ignoring them when they're demanding attention? Oh, hell no, they become relentless, using every trick in the book to get you to notice them. The meowing, the headbutting, the strategically placed hairballs on your favorite rug, they know how to play dirty. They are masters of manipulation. So you learn to accept your role as the background noise in their life, always available but rarely acknowledged unless there's something in it for them. It's a cat's world and we're just living in it. Remember the days when you could sleep in without a care in the world? When the sound of birds chirping was a pleasant way to wake up, gently easing you into the day? Yeah, those days are long gone, my friend. Now it's a distant memory. Welcome to the world of being a cat owner where sleep is a luxury you can't afford and 4 a.m. is the new 8 a.m. Your cat has decided that your sleep schedule is irrelevant, because for some reason cats seem to think that the crack of dawn is the perfect time to practice their Parker skills on your face. Yes, your face becomes their personal playground. They'll jump from furniture to your stomach, as if it's the most natural thing in the world, use your bladder as a trampoline, causing you to wake up in sheer discomfort, and maybe even try to groom your eyebrows with their sandpapery tongues, as if they're doing you a favor. And you, being the sleep-deprived zombie you are, will just lay there and take it because what else can you do? You're too tired to fight back. You've tried everything to get them to stop. Closing the bedroom door, they scratch it down like a determined carpenter. Ignoring them, they escalate their antics, even resorting to desperate pleas for mercy. They laugh in your face, metaphorically of course. So you accept your fate as a human jungle gym, sacrificing your sleep schedule at the altar of feline entertainment because in the end you love them too much to stay mad for long. Ever feel like you're being watched, like really watched? Well, if you live with a cat, you are. They're masters of surveillance, always observing, always judging. They'll perch themselves on a high shelf and stare you down while you cook dinner, silently critiquing your every move. They'll supervise your bathroom breaks with an intensity that would make a drill sergeant blush. And God forbid you try to enjoy a relaxing bath without their watchful gaze. They'll be right there, perched on the edge of the tub, judging your every soak and bubble. You try to tell yourself it's cute, that they're just curious. But deep down, you know the truth. They're not curious. They're judging. It's like living with a tiny, furry FBI agent who's constantly building a case against you. You know how people say cats are independent creatures who do their own thing? Yeah, those people have clearly never actually lived with a cat. Because the truth is, cats are masters of manipulation, and they have a very specific routine that they expect you to follow. They decide when it's time to play, when it's time to cuddle, and when it's time to completely ignore your existence. You try to rebel, to assert your dominance as the human in this relationship, but it's no use. They'll meow insistently, bat at your face with their razor-sharp claws, and maybe even leave a present on your pillow if you dare to deviate from their carefully crafted schedule. So you learn to adapt. You become a slave to their every whim, a prisoner to their feline agenda. You give up on having a life of your own because clearly, your sole purpose in life is to serve the whims of your furry overlord. Ah, the look. Every cat owner knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's that look that says, I'm not mad, just disappointed. The look that can make you question every life choice you've ever made. You know you're in trouble the moment you see it. It's in the narrowed eyes, the flattened ears, the twitching tail. You can practically hear them judging you in their little cat brains. Maybe you forgot to refill their water bowl. Maybe you dared to pet them the wrong way. Or maybe you just breathed in their general direction. Whatever the reason, you know you've messed up. The only thing left to do is grovel for forgiveness and hope they eventually grace you with their presence again. Let's be real for a second here. Cats are adorable, but they're also kind of gross. They hack up hairballs, track litter all over the house, and sometimes they miss the litter box entirely. But do they ever clean up after themselves? Nope. That's your job, peasant. You're the royal poop scooper, the hairball remover, the official cleaner of all things disgusting. You try to be subtle about it to maintain some semblance of dignity as you're scraping their vomit off the rug. But they know, they always know. And they watch you with a smug look on their little faces like they're thinking, that's right, human. Clean up my mess. It's the least you can do after I graced you with my presence. Because let's face it, you're powerless against their feline charms. You know those moments when you're feeling down and all you want is a warm, furry cuddle buddy? Well, too bad, because when it comes to cats, cuddle time is on their terms, not yours. You can try to entice them with treats, toys, even that special voice you reserve just for them, but they'll see right through your pathetic attempts at affection. They'll saunter away, tails held high, leaving you feeling rejected and unloved. But then, just when you've given up all hope, they'll grace you with their presence. They'll jump on your lap, purring like a tiny motor, and demand to be petted. And for that brief, glorious moment, you'll feel like the luckiest person alive. But don't get too comfortable, because just as quickly as they decided to grace you with their presence, they'll decide they're done. It's a vicious cycle, this cat cuddle game. Let's be real. Cats are basically tiny, furry aliens who communicate through a series of meows, chirps, and hisses. And somehow we, as humans, have managed to decipher their strange language. We know the difference between a feed me meow and an I'm bored meow. We can tell when they're feeling affectionate versus when they're about to unleash their wrath upon our ankles. We've become fluent in meowlingual, able to understand their every whim and desire, and yet, they still haven't bothered to learn a single word of English. They just stare at us with those big, judgmental eyes, wondering why we haven't figured out how to teleport their food bowls directly to their mouths. It's a one-sided relationship, this language barrier. So there you have it, folks. 10 undeniable signs that your cat is actually your boss. Did you recognize any of these signs in your own furry overlord? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any more hilarious cat content. Until next time, stay sassy.